So basically, this girl that I have never met before, Maria, has started leaving. And when you stand there on stage, and it doesn't matter what stage is it, you know, it could be a conference, it could be presenting your product, it could be talking to your kids and dinner, and somebody leaves. It's really hard. It's hard because if you're I'm self-conscious, so I'm thinking, oh, what have I done wrong? Why this person leaves? Maybe I'm boring. Maybe what I'm saying is not interesting. Maybe I offended somebody. Maybe she just need to leave, but I don't know. So I prefer to ask. So I asked, and she explained, not in details. And if I knew if it's for a memory card, I would give a memory card. As I mentioned, the social codes or people are very important for me, and the reactions are guidelines in my own talk and in the way I work. And I see how people react to things I say, and this reaction makes me come to a new conclusion somehow, and it connects. And I can't really, if you ask me, so what did you learn today, it would be difficult to point and say it's that, but I know that there'll be a moment that this string and that string and this string are going to come together to a knot and make some kind of a continuity. But here there's something, I get conferences all around the world, but here there's something which is raw with the people. I feel, that's my feeling. It feels a little bit like Tel Aviv, it feels a little bit like Athens, it feels a little bit like Istanbul somehow, and there's something very real in this, and the people are, it's a tough country. It's not Monaco and you're all waiting for the Grand Prix, sitting there and with your ice cream on the border of the Côte d'Azur. It's a tough place, and in a tough place you have to survive, and sometimes you don't know how to survive. And I think what they do in the design festival here is for design and creative people, bring other people like me and so on to talk, give some kind of tools, filling in your toolbox with survival kit. How I think maybe you can turn some wheels in your head and turn it into your own interpretation, and you use it as a tool. And I'm totally 100% sure, if not 1,000, that every person who did close his eyes and really listened to what I said and took it in had an experience which he has never had before in this context. And that experience will be transported into a new place. Next time you close your eyes in your chair at home, you say, actually I'm sitting on a shaky chair. Now here, it's different because it's a conference hall. It's a theater, so most of the chairs in theaters are good, or at least feel comfortable for the duration that you sit in. But when I do it in other locations, when we have chairs without names, and I ask, what I didn't ask you because it's obvious, who doesn't feel comfortable on his chair? And everybody's to close eyes. Sometimes there's 1,000 people there, and you have 80% of the people lifting their head. And I even ask, do you remember on what chair you're sitting? And nobody remembers. So it's a beautiful thing because it means that the fascination, chair as a fascination in the design business is driving people to come together, but actually it's so much less important than what we think it is. It's very important, but it's not so important. Or the importance we give to it, it's not the right importance. It's not who made it, it's not what color is it, it's not what's its price, it's is it, do I or do I not feel comfortable in this chair? That is very important for me, which brings and raises the question of how reliable, when you buy shoes, you go to the shop, you put the shoes on, and you walk around a little bit. So, okay, I feel comfortable. You buy the shoe. When you buy a chair on the internet, you can't sit on it. You can only sit on your printed out proof that you paid the money or that you press eject or enter. When you get the chair, it's such a hassle and complex process to bring it back that you end up being with it. And it's not necessarily the chair for your body. And that also explains why there's so many chairs there. A chair for you and for me and for her and for him is not comfortable in the same way. and being it the genius we want that designed it, it isn't. That's the body. And I just said, and I was waiting for this to happen. People don't know how to speak with each other. It's difficult. It's intimidating for people to stand up and ask a question. It's intimidating. That's why I appreciate Maria coming back and speaking with me. It's difficult to be on stage. It's not hard. It's not easy. Anyway, every conference ends up with this situation. Any question? Nothing. Rarely there's somebody, and mostly it will be a provocative journalist or somebody, or a friend, or somebody like him who had to ask the question because it's important to stimulate the discussion. Sometimes I start from the beginning. I say, any question? But it's natural. It's absolutely natural. Then I go out, and then I have X amount of people coming and say, oh, I really have a question. I really wanted to ask you. I really enjoyed this and enjoyed that. It's easy, you know, when you like somebody or not, doesn't matter. But liking is easier as an example. If you fancy somebody, suddenly it's so difficult to go and say, oh, I like you.